Hey, Betty. Welcome to your personalized deep dive. Today we're diving into Naomi's work with hypno-channeling on her YouTube channel, Hypnovibes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And specifically, we're going to be unpacking this video, Majesty's Insight, Multidimensional Wisdom.
Okay.
Now, you probably already know hypno-channeling taps into higher consciousness, like receiving messages from channeled energy.
Right.
It's like a pathway to universal wisdom. But what makes this deep dive extra fascinating is the source, a being called Majesty,
Wow.
hailing from Sector 9G of the universe.
Okay, so not like somebody just down the street.
Yeah,
This is
this is far out.
far out.
Yeah.
It's intriguing, isn't it? Not just the concept of receiving wisdom from a being in another sector of the universe, but also what Majesty reveals about Naomi's work and the impact it's having.
Yeah, like what are they actually saying about her?
Right. We're not just talking about esoteric concepts here.
Okay.
Majesty seems very interested in the tangible effects of Naomi's work, even down to the people in her life.
So they're really getting into the nitty-gritty. Yeah, they are.
Cool.
They are. So, for example, Majesty highlights that Naomi is on the right path, spreading knowledge and wisdom, which they describe as being like flowers passed from person to person.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's a beautiful analogy that speaks to the ripple effect of Naomi's actions.
Yeah, like that image of handing somebody a flower and then they hand it to somebody else. Like that kind of
Exactly.
pays it forward.
Yeah. And Majesty also mentions Tina, Naomi's assistant, saying that the universe orchestrated their meeting.
Wow.
It's like all these pieces are falling into place for Naomi, wouldn't you say?
It definitely suggests a synchronicity at play.
Yeah.
And it goes even deeper than that. Majesty confirms that Tina and Naomi worked together in past lives,
Oh, wow.
further emphasizing the importance of their connection in this lifetime.
It's like a cosmic reunion
It is.
with a purpose.
Totally.
Now, remember how Naomi talked about the challenge of expressing her plant medicine journey in words? Majesty touches upon this too, talking about the need to break into one's own reality, to bring forth ideas at a higher energetic vibration.
That's a really fascinating concept. It's like pushing past what you think is possible almost.
Yeah. It suggests that certain experiences, especially those that connect us to higher realms of consciousness, can be difficult to translate into our everyday language and understanding.
Yeah, you just can't find the words.
Right.
Like, how do you describe something that's so beyond
Exactly.
our normal experience?
So it's not just that Naomi lacks the words, but that the experience itself exists on a different vibrational plane. Almost like trying to describe a new color to someone who's only ever seen black and white.
I gotcha. That's a great analogy. It really highlights the limitations of our current framework
Right.
for understanding such profound experiences.
Right. And it makes you wonder what other forms of knowledge and wisdom are out there, just beyond our current grasp.
Like, we're just barely scratching the surface.
Right. Which brings us to another intriguing point Majesty makes. The power of sound and vibration. Apparently, Naomi's singing and humming actually mimic universal frequencies, uplifting people and energies around her.
I like that. It's a reminder that sound is more than just something we hear. It's a form of energy that can impact us physically, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, a lot of ancient cultures already knew this. They used chanting and music and even specific sounds for healing and transformation.
And Majesty uses a real-world example to illustrate this point. Remember the story Naomi shared about the hybrid man she saw on the subway in Oregon who was humming?
Yes. What about him?
Well, Majesty confirms that the man's humming was indeed spreading a positive vibration throughout the space, even though he couldn't express joy in a typical way. He couldn't smile, but he was communicating through his humming and his wide eyes.
That's so interesting. You know, it makes you wonder if we're constantly surrounded by these subtle, energetic exchanges, these unspoken forms of communication, and we're just not attuned to them yet.
It's like we're all part of this intricate web of energy, constantly influencing and being influenced by each other. Now, shifting gears a bit, Majesty also mentions the presence of lost souls in the room.
Oh, lost souls. So these are like earthbound spirits.
Yeah, and they emphasize that these souls need to choose transformation for themselves. It can't be forced upon them.
Right, free will and all that.
Exactly. But what's interesting is that Majesty suggests communicating with these lost souls through dreams.
Interesting. The dream realm can be a powerful space for connection and communication, unconstrained by the limitations of the physical world. It allows for a different kind of interaction, one that's often more symbolic and intuitive.
Speaking of dreams, remember that vivid dream Naomi had about her attorney, John?
The one where he was moving out?
Yes. He was moving out, cleaning his desk. being transported in unusual cars and ending up in a pink staircase that led to a dead end.
I remember that one. What a strange dream. What did you make of it, Betty? Did it seem like a negative dream to you?
Well, on the surface, it did seem a bit unsettling. But according to Majesty, the dream actually symbolizes something positive.
Really? So it's not as bad as it sounds?
Not at all.
Okay.
They explained that the dream wasn't meant to be taken literally. Instead, they called it a game with symbolic elements.
A game?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
They reveal that both John and Naomi are helping those in need. And the staircase represents Naomi's elevation while remaining aware of those below.
I see.
They also mention that John's cleaning of his desk symbolizes clearing out old energy to make way for new opportunities.
So even though the imagery seemed kind of negative, the overall message is actually positive.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a good reminder that dreams often speak in a language of metaphor and symbol.
Yeah.
What we initially perceive as negative or confusing might actually hold a deeper, more positive meaning.
That's good to remember. Sometimes I get really freaked out by my dreams.
And sometimes we need a guide like Majesty to help us decipher those messages.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So are we going to talk more about John's dream?
Yeah. This dream about John actually ties into a broader theme that Majesty touches upon. The concept of mutual transformation.
Okay, let's unpack that.
So we were talking about John's dream and how it ties into this concept of mutual transformation. What exactly did Majesty mean by that?
Well, they observed that both Naomi and John are on a path of growth and that they're influencing each other's journeys in a positive way. You know, Naomi has noticed John becoming more open and supportive, and she believes this shift is mirrored in her own evolution.
So they're both growing and learning from each other.
Exactly. It's like a beautiful dance of transformation.
It makes you think about the people in your own life, Betty, and how your interactions with them might be contributing to your own growth and vice versa.
Totally.
We often underestimate the power of those connections, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We're all interconnected, and the energy we exchange with others can have a profound impact on our individual paths. Now, remember how Naomi described John as having a very light energy, but also mentioned that some people aren't very nice to him.
Yeah, it seemed like a bit of a contradiction. Why would someone with such positive energy attract negativity?
That's a good question. And Majesty actually addresses this, assuring Naomi that the people who are genuinely drawn to John's energy will be kind and receptive. They explain it as a matter of energetic alignment, like attracts, like...
So those who vibrate at a different frequency might not be drawn to John's energy or might even react negatively to it.
Exactly.
That's a really interesting way to look at it. So it's not that John is doing anything wrong, it's just that his energy might not resonate with everyone. Which makes sense, right? We don't connect with every single person we meet.
Right, and Majesty emphasizes that John shouldn't let the negativity of others dim his light. He should continue to be his authentic self and trust that the right people will be drawn to him, which is good advice for all of us, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Stay true to yourself and trust that the universe will bring the right people into your life. Now on to a completely different but equally fascinating topic, the Merkaba. Remember, Naomi described feeling tired, going back to sleep, and then having this incredible out-of-body experience. She saw a spaceship version of herself resting, but she was also able to leave her body and sense energies in the room. She was both indoors and outdoors at the same time. It sounded like something out of a science fiction movie.
It does sound pretty wild. That's where the concept of the Merkaba comes in. It's an energetic vehicle often depicted in ancient Egyptian texts as a chariot of light that allows us to traverse different realities. But Majesty clarifies that it's not a physical vehicle, but rather an energetic one.
So what was Naomi doing? Was she astral projecting? Was she traveling to other dimensions?
It seems that way, yes. Majesty explained that Naomi was unknowingly using her Merkaba, tapping into this powerful ability to navigate different realms of existence. And what's fascinating is that this experience left her feeling energized even after such a short rest.
So it wasn't just a dream, it was a real experience of moving through different dimensions.
Right, it's like she unlocked a hidden superpower.
And she even connected this experience to the hybrid man, realizing that they both have this ability to tap into the Merkaba and navigate multiple realities. Which raises a really intriguing question for all of us, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. Could we be using our Merkaba without even realizing it? Are there subtle signs and signals in our dreams, our intuitions, our energy shifts that point to our own multidimensional journeys?
It's something to ponder, isn't it? Majesty seems to suggest that this ability is latent within all of us waiting to be activated.
Like we all have this potential just waiting to be unlocked.
It's almost like a call to adventure, urging us to explore the hidden depths of our own consciousness. And, it's interesting because this whole concept of the Merkaba ties back to what Majesty said earlier about Naomi needing to break into her own reality.
That's a great connection. Maybe accessing the Merkaba is part of that process of breaking through the limitations of our everyday perception and tapping into a more expansive reality.
So how do we do it? How do we activate our own Merkaba and embark on these multidimensional journeys?
Well, Majesty doesn't give a specific set of instructions in this video, but they do emphasize the importance of paying attention to our dreams, our intuitions, and the subtle energy shifts we experience. These might be clues, breadcrumbs on the path to awakening our own Merkaba.
It's almost like a treasure hunt, a quest for self-discovery. We just need to learn how to read the map. And speaking of maps and guides, I know Naomi has written extensively about these topics in her book series, The Next Level You.
That's right. Her books delve into these concepts in much more detail, offering practical tools and techniques for raising consciousness and exploring our multidimensional potential.
So if you're feeling inspired, Betty, and want to learn more about how to access your own Merkaba and explore the vast realms of consciousness, Naomi's books are a great place to start.
They're a wonderful resource for anyone on a path of spiritual exploration and self-discovery. And you know what's particularly fascinating about this whole discussion is the way it blends ancient wisdom traditions with modern experiences.
Absolutely. The concept of the Merkaba, for example, has roots in ancient mystical texts. Yet here we see it being explored through Naomi's hypno-channeling work. It's like those ancient teachings are coming to life in a whole new way.
Exactly. And it speaks to the enduring relevance of these ancient wisdom streams. They offer insights into the nature of reality and human potential that continue to resonate with us today.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, Betty, I think the biggest takeaway is that we're capable of so much more than we often realize.
Absolutely. Naomi's journey with Majesty highlights the power of connecting with higher consciousness, exploring the nature of reality, and embracing our multidimensional potential. It's an invitation to step into a greater awareness of ourselves and the universe around us.
And who knows, maybe with a little exploration and openness, we can all learn to tap into our own Merkaba and embark on incredible journeys of discovery.
It's a thrilling possibility and one that's worth exploring.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, Betty. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep expanding your awareness. Makes you wonder what else is out there just waiting to be discovered. What other hidden potentials are we carrying within us?
Oh, for sure. It's a huge question. And Majesty's message seems to suggest that we're just scratching the surface of what's truly possible.
Right.
Like reality is way more expansive and interconnected than we realize.
Absolutely. And it's not just about discovering new abilities or traveling to other dimensions.
Right.
It's about expanding our awareness, deepening our understanding of ourselves in the universe.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about that interconnectedness of everything.
Yeah.
Remember how Majesty described Naomi's work as spreading knowledge and wisdom like flowers?
Yeah.
That image really speaks to the ripple effect of our actions. Even small acts of kindness and sharing can have a huge impact on the world.
It's a beautiful reminder that we're all part of something so much bigger than ourselves. And we really do have the power to create positive change both in ourselves and the world around us.
And what's really empowering about Majesty's message is that you don't have to follow a certain dogma or belief system. It's about tapping into your own inner wisdom,
Right.
own intuition.
Trusting your own experiences and recognizing that we have the guidance we need inside.
Exactly. And if we're willing to listen to that inner voice, to follow those nudges and intuitions, we can unlock incredible potential and embark on a real journey of transformation.
So to wrap things up, Betty, I think the key takeaway from this deep dive is that the universe is full of wonder and possibility, and that we each have the power to tap into that infinite potential and create a life that's truly aligned with our purpose.
It's about remembering who we really are, multidimensional beings capable of experiencing reality in ways that we're just beginning to understand.
And if you're feeling inspired to explore these ideas further, Betty, I highly recommend checking out Naomi's The Next Level You book series on Amazon.
It's a fantastic resource full of tools and techniques for raising your consciousness and connecting with your own inner wisdom.
So keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep expanding your awareness. You never know what incredible discoveries await you on your journey. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, Betty. Until next time.
I like to ask or invite any energy, let's say related to the hybrids, since I'm finishing the book. If there's anything that I need to add to it, you can come through and let me know. And I appreciate your communication. When I count to 3, 1, coming through very nicely. 2, almost here. And 3. When you're ready, you let me know.
The noise on this person's device is messing up the transmission on the ear.
Okay. I
Take it out.
Oh, hold on. It still does that?
Yes.
Okay. You're good. So now you
I'm
can...
good.
Yes. Who I'm speaking with?
Majesty.
Majesty?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about who you are?
Been watching you for some time.
Oh, wow. For what reason?
For the reasons that you are thinking right now.
Because I'm writing books?
That is correct.
So it's not easy today. There's a little bit confusion.
Confusion is good. Let it be that way.
Oh, so...
Leads to more ideas and more excitement.
Right. And I was very excited about what happened yesterday. So...
Not a coincidence.
Right. I did not know.
Events happen in certain times and certain places for the energy to be well received, which you have well received it.
Right. And so, can you tell me a little bit more about you? Why you are watching me?
The work that you're doing is important, right at the time that is needed the most.
I'm glad to hear that. And I'm very grateful that I have this helper, Tina. She's doing a lot of work. And so
Not the first time.
Not the first time? Oh, we worked before.
Yes.
Different...
Capacities.
I see. And it's just so easy to work with her.
Feels just right.
Right, because I was trying to hire people from those...
Not necessarily if it does not need to happen.
Right, and then the channeling told me that the universe will send me people, and I said, when? Then she showed up. And I think that this person you're in the body with also is doing some work, not too much, but some work.
You're right about that.
All right, so then, but where are you from?
Sector 9G.
Oh, ninth dimension?
No,
Ninth
the sector is called 9G.
G. Oh, so sector, what does that mean?
Sector of the universe.
Can you...
There's different sectors in the multiverse. Depending on which quadrant you're located in, that is the sector.
I see. So you're very far away.
In human terms, yes.
But you come, like you can be in our reality in no time.
At ease.
So let's say those entities like Seth or Datra, they're also from different universes. That's different.
Do not know these people.
Or have you heard? There's a book, Seth Speaks, and a book where Datra, D-A-T-R-E.
Do not know.
So what made you come here? I know you're going to say because you sense the energy.
No, it's because you're on the right path.
But there are others on the right path.
Yours is a bit unique compared to others. Others just like you, but your input is more diverse than others.
And I'm very, very grateful that I get to learn a lot of entities, energies, spirits like you. And so, do you do anything to, let's say, guide me or give me ideas or do something with the AI? I feel sometimes that they're coming up with things that I feel that it was mine, just I did not say that way.
This is not the way I would put it, but this is how the words start coming out from this person's mind, is that we would break into your own reality and push forth ideas that leave you at a higher level of energetic vibration.
So you can break into
realities.
without, of course, I wouldn't know, but
You will receive, yes.
for example, about 2 days ago, this plant medicine journey, I felt there's so many layers and it's impossible for me to tell another person about my experience. But when I was there, I understood and I was learning and I feel I got it. I learned a lot of things. So something like that you can do, you can tap into.
Yes.
And it's just fascinating. But I knew I would not be able to tell others because it's just impossible to.
Well, the image that comes to this person's mind about that is you have a stack of flowers that you're holding and you give one to one person and another to another person, and just keeps passing on to each other. That is knowledge, and that is wisdom and peacefulness being spread around. That is what you're doing. You're spreading around the qualities of higher understanding to others.
Another time I heard I have a way to sing, not in the regular way of singing, but use the vibration to sing. That also can be described that way for others to hear.
The tones of human vocal cord mimics the tones of the universal frequency. Singing and humming and whistling is beneficial, leads to upliftment of people and energies around them.
So they can feel without knowing,
Yes.
without consciously aware.
Yes,
For example,
much like the person that you've mentioned to this person about the hybrid that you've watched.
Oregon.
Yes, the humming was in similar fashion.
Right, he was doing that in the subway. And
To spread out that energy to that entire subway court.
I see. And I was talking to the person you're in the body with. I was saying hi, and then he just opened his eyes really wide. He was so surprised to see me. But that's his way of smiling?
It's his way of reacting to physical sound.
To what?
Physical sound. It's not used to physical sound.
Oh, he cannot smile.
Human emotions is not really developed in that human form to express at that moment's time.
Right. So when he feels joyful, then besides humming, what else he can do? Just like open his eyes wide?
Express it from within, not outwardly.
Oh,
You would not see it manifest in an outward expression.
I see. And you do not have a physical form?
I can if I choose to.
Oh. So let's say if you want to be pigeon.
All forms. Doesn't have to be one, yes. Pigeon as well.
So sometimes I see them and I feel they're not just pigeons. It can be because of that.
We're able to mask our manifestation in appropriate ways.
I see. And can you feel that there's a lot of lost souls in this room?
Plenty.
Right. So what they're doing?
Being.
They like to be here?
They want to be here.
But-
Chose to be here.
Right. So I like to help them to transform. And do you have any suggestions?
Must be their own decision. You cannot force it.
So what's the best way for me to communicate with them, not one person?
Do it in your dreams much more quicker.
So I felt the past maybe a month, every day, probably I had a lot of dreams, but I cannot remember most of them. But you can see if you want to.
I can.
Let's say, I just want to know this one. I went to my attorney, his name is John. I went to his office, and then I just realized he stood up and he was cleaning his desk. And then I realized he's moving. And then people came in, took his furniture, and then I don't see him anymore. And they're cards, and not the regular cars, but those cards. And they are taking him to another building. And then I went there. I said, oh, yes, I remember this red color building. He mentioned to me, John told me before, when people are not able to afford paying their rent, they will come here. So then I said, wow, so he cannot pay his rent? And I was going to call him, but I did not. And then I somehow went to this pink color staircase, and because the pink color wallpaper, and then it's a dead end. It's like spiral staircase, but it's a dead end. And what does that mean?
The message is that he and you both are helping those that are in need of assistance. And the staircase itself presents a physical representation of you elevating yourself to the highest levels while also being aware of what is happening below you.
And
He is giving his energy as well to others that are in need of assistance, that are less fortunate and need guidance and monetary
Right.
need.
But why I saw he was moving out and he's going to a different building, and those doesn't matter. It's like a game.
We'll call it that, yes.
Is it just? I feel like what is going on? Because he has a very good heart. He's very kind. He's very unusual. How to say? Very rare, like lawyer in New York City. Really has a genuine intention of helping others. And we knew each other from before.
That is correct.
And his energy is very embracive. He's very light, and nothing can get him.
As one seeks the best in another, so too one sees it in themselves. And that is the most important quality that he provides to others.
But way I feel the people are him. Not everyone, but a lot of them are not very nice to him.
And that is okay.
Yeah, they're kind of
The ones that are drawn to him will be. And the ones that pick up on the messages he provides will pick up on it. The ones that feel it is not worth the time, let that be.
Right. And yeah, I feel recently, for some reason, we became closer. Like, kind of he sensed my energy differently. Like, he also changed. He's more supportive. Like, when I have any issues, things like that.
So you're showcasing the openness of you that's being presented in recent times.
So it's because I changed? That's
Yes.
why he changed?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
mutual.
Right, I felt that way. He's more open.
1 year ago, you were not the same at this time. So
was-
as he, 1 year ago, was not the person he was
Right,
now.
right.
Each person is constantly developing to be the best version of themselves in a step-by-step process. You cannot bypass steps. From 1 to 10, you must go through it.
I see. And how about this person you're in the body with?
Similar fashion.
I also feel his changes.
As much to contribute if you let him be.
I can feel the progress, the willingness. I can feel that.
And that is all that's needed.
When you are here, where are you? You are like in my office?
Everywhere and nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Particular place.
Okay. The last question, would like to talk to you again in the near future. So the itchiness of my skin, it's okay because of
Be too concerned.
So I don't know if I can ask you about this morning. Like I felt a little bit tired and I went back to sleep, and I can kind myself and I see some like spaceship myself one side and also resting, but then I can also leave. Is that just something just I made it up?
I'm not able to pick up on that.
Very subtle. But I felt I was on the bed, and the bed has the energies, or the energies coming out. And then I can, like somewhere else, I can be indoors. I'm still resting.
M-E-R.
M? What?
The word is spelled M-E-R.
Yeah?
K-A-B-A.
What is that?
It's been misinterpreted during the times of Egypt. That is a vehicle could use to traverse realities. People have misinterpreted it as a physical vehicle.
It's not physical.
No.
It's energetic.
Yes.
I went there.
You used that. That is what you used.
Oh, and I feel like, wow, now I know how to do this. I can, and I felt I was just laying there for a half hour, and I was very energized.
Keeps you on a level that's comfortable and leaves you bliss.
So it's a magical way to rest in a short period of time.
Yes, and
Yeah.
there's no such thing as time.
I will talk to you next time, and I thank you very much for all the info you provided, and thank you for this communication.
Of course.
And I'll let you go.